said 130, no?
I think these were all walls made to catch the water.
Tim is asking me, was it a camel meat?
Incredible landscape. Photographer stopped here. There's a wonderful view on this cave, going down to a bird cave. This is the area we're in, and we're not in the desert yet. Road we're going down. So we're looking out towards the sea, going right back. Some people down there tending their goats or sheep. It's a long way away.
Very
Cave house. Our guide was a lady of the house.
Take your sunglasses off, Sonny. Take your sunglasses off, Sonny boy.
Okay.
The old lady.
My head. Okay.
With a little shelter for waiting outside the door.
That's since she was younger. This is a permanent tattoo, you know. So now the lady is about 80 years old, you know, and she got this tattoo since, as I said, she was maybe 6 or 7 years old, you know. So this lady, Aisha, is living in...
This is her bread oven. So she would put the bread around the side and cook it.
Small swimming pool.
Going inside.
To you that this is used, I mean, the Fatma's hand, in the jewelry, on the carpets. Look here, we could see it at the entrance to the house. We have some signs, Fatma's hand, the fish, look at the horns up there of the sheep. All these signs or designs are used as protection against the evil eyes. This is
grinding. Similarly, you can make couscous, bread, whatever.
Here, yes, that's for the soup, for example, you know. We have nice soup. I like it personally, this traditional soup.
Bedroom.
It used to be the grandma.
How do you make that bread? You want to try it?
Oh, it's heavy.
This apparently is the animals' room and utensils room.
Oh, there's a cat. There's a cat.
That it smells.
Where is that?
Oh, pushy cat.
أهلا بكم عليكي. صبيكم أهلا بكم.
Beautiful old cat. Look, she's even got, I did it, she's even got a hen. Mum and son. These are Berber grofers. They were originally built as grain houses for storage, but after a while they then decided to live in them. And of course eventually in the centre here was a market. So these are very old, and there are thousands and thousands of them, according to our guide, all around this particular area. It's as though the Berbers who lived in the caves built the caves above the ground.
He's speaking in French, he said, with the sun, you know, so it's free of charge, just like profit. Please, have a look.
Well, we've come from Tatooine Hotel this morning to this place called Brook Village, where the Berbers are living, and it's most spectacular. They live in these hills into which they've carved their homes. And donkey, we'll walk up to the middle to the temple up there. This whole village has been up here for many years, and it's remarkable that they've built themselves these homes into the hills. We're on the walk up to the mosque. Should be a good view from there. They're very old up there. There's a donkey doing his thing, looking down the valley. Now we're at the top of the hill. The mosque is behind me.
Oh, that was first cheese, right?
Well done, Helen.
Then why aren't you whistling to encourage her?
This is from the top of the mosque hill. Look on the other side. You can see all the greenery there. They planted little crops in the wet parts because the rains have been and gone, and so they cultivate these areas so that they can reap the harvest, which is pretty small, but it looks like subsistence living out here. I don't quite know how they get on over the whole year. It's looking back to Tatooine.
Brown stones, what we call ascend roses or desert stones. This is, as I said to you, it's made of
Down below, looking down on some of these ancient
desert.
grain stores and or housing.
No, they're actually begging.
Looking at the hills in the distance there. See how they've eroded over the years. Go into a valley. We've come to the top of the hill and we're now looking down on the village, and you can see the old ones just below me here, not used.
I seem to do the wrong things all the time. This thing's hot.
Yes.
And I'm hot
Doesn't
now.
breathe.
That's going to be recorded.
It doesn't matter, you can say what you... It's all part of that's the mosque that we came up from. So we'll just home in on here. Imagine living in here, in these old hills. It's a remarkable sight. There you are, amongst all this supposedly subsistence, a satellite dish. Amazing. Climbing up the hill to another village.
donkey. So maybe it is.
We've covered to another village in the hills. This is one of these Berber type areas where they all live in these things, and these are, you know, going back to 900 AD, it's quite remarkable. Even a mosque on the hill there. So they built the little grain stores and fortresses so that they could protect everything. There are some closer shots lower down. Lots of them over there. It's right around the surrounding area. We're in a very hilly country, and the topography is very much like this for quite a while. Back where we came from was quite flat. And this is just the outskirts of a little village in the valley. A group. Timothy sketching. This is where they did Star Wars in 1997. In the snow.
English for dinner.
Hi, madam. You can take it.
Gee, it was well worth it. This is apparently, used to be, way back you could stay in these places like hotels and things. But apparently it was used for the Star Wars thing. More of these buildings.
Hi, come here.
The film's finished. This is 24.
Is that the communications tower?
Yes. Probably, yes.
It's got the
More of these.
When you can get a nice car for that.
Well, here we are now, what they call gophers. Not gopher something, but that's the name. It's another one of these of what we've already seen. So we're coming to another one. Quite a large complex. In 1998 there used to be, the previous one we were at was in very good condition, and Tim said that they were backpacking into them and spent the night.
On a good day.
One hobble camel. It's the evening and 5:30, and thought I'd better take a shot of the establishment where we're staying, the gardens, the cactus. Establishment across all these units, all built this way, and there's lots and lots of them. Big hill behind us, another lot, looking another way, even hollyhocks. It's pretty dry around here. The name of the hotel they got on the hill behind us. We come around the corner to the swimming pool area. Well, I've climbed up the stairs and this is looking down on the whole central part of the complex. That's the dining room area all down there. Swimming pool. Down here there's the rally cars from the Tunis rally that have arrived. It's on the roof of the hotel. On the hill there's a model dinosaur. And a lot of our group today went for a walk up to have a look at it, but we were just too tired. This is an overview of the place we're at Tatooine. The houses all look similar all through Tunisia, particularly down the south here. Nothing seems to be finished quite. And here, right smack, well, we've come from Tatooine, many miles to Tunisia. That's a little village on the top of a hill. Gives you a good idea of the type of houses that these people live in. And of course, there's also the bit of cave dwellers on the way through here, but basically the land is pretty arid and hilly. It's typical of the landscape we've just been through and are going through towards Deuce. We're going to cross the salt lakes later on. At the moment I'm standing here, and although it's the sun is shining, it's a little bit chilly, but quite pleasant. You've come across they call it a Jeep safari, a whole lot of these four-wheel drives. They say that it's quite tough, but it's not intense, unfortunately. More of this landscape. You wonder how anybody lives or subsists, is more the word, in this very dry climate with not much agricultural growing areas. I think when it rains it probably pours for a while and then that's it for a very short time of the year. But it gives you a good example of what we're in. You come across a sort of oasis with a few old palm trees, but not really. Well, we arrived, we're in this at the edge of the Sahara Desert. We've arrived at a place called Deuce, and we're going camel riding. Those are the sand dunes out there. Lots of camels here.
يا ولدي شد معها كيف تقوم شمل شد معها اي شد معها ما تسيبهاش كي يقوم الشمل شد معها دقيقة استنى يا حاج يا حاج يا حاج Hello. The voice as well.
Here we are at a hotel for lunch called Deuce. Quite some hotel too. It's the inside of this hotel. Now we're on the edge of the Sahara Desert. This is a hotel. Very modern. We've just got off the old dromedary. These are like sand fences that they've built to stop the sand eroding into the other areas. And they've built them all the way along here. It's quite something. A lot of work. This is the sort of barren territory we're in, going up towards Tuscany.
We're going to try. These things occupy a huge depression which was formed by tectonic movements since the Tertiary era, about 1.5 million years before Christ. And this huge depression was flooded by the sea at a certain time, the Gulf of Gabas, which dried off, and what we still have is in situ. Now there's a huge depression composed of 3 salt lakes from the southeast to the southwest. We have 1hr20.
Well, we're on the way to Tunisia, and we're crossing this chott, it's called. This is one of the largest salt lakes, they say, in the world. This is the desert. It's very, very dry at the moment. Normally, of course, this would be probably covered in water, and now, of course, it's dried up. But we've stopped beside a little shop. They've made some little sand castles out of salt lake. It's a vast area. A rock, having a look. That direction for about another hour's drive yet. This is actually a real salt hill, and it's got some interesting crystals which we've been everywhere in Tunisia. They try to flog these things off to you as a memento to take home. And on this side of the road there's some continuous swipe around. There's some very nice different coloured water. It's a bit deeper here, but it hasn't all completely dried up yet. But this goes on forever, right down south. So we're at the beginning of the Sahara Desert. Came from. On the other side, the water in there was quite a colour, which is quite deep. This is very shallow, and it's changing colour completely. And it's all salt down here. It's a salt hill. It's as though the water is all channeled all the way up beside the road. The road is quite straight. Just for fun. It's as hard can be. so you wouldn't want to put it on your food. We're at a place called Nefta, and we're going by these carriages into the oasis.
Hiya, fotografen, foto.
For a shorter one, I would.
Action, action, action. تعال قال شو paintbrush. Datus. Conserva ano, ein jaar, 4 dinar 1 kilo, datus natuurlijk. Conserva ano.
Die pijpen, 3 dinar.
De pijpen souvenir de wijze 3 dinar.
Tabak, only nicotine. Only nicotine.
4 dinars, that's very good value and they're good for lunch in Malta and Sicily.
You want a pipe? Will you carry them? Collection, souvenirs.
Just leaving Tazur, we're going to a gorge and a railway ride. We're at a railway station and we're going called the Red Lizard, this train, and this train is full of people. It's like a bit of like a cattle truck inside, but we're all aboard and we're going to go for a long train ride. So this is a group. Man blowing his whistle with his little red flag. Very interesting formation going into the mountain. Very flat around here. Behind us is the town where there's enormous phosphate mines, and this is where it all comes from and it's taken up the rest of the country. Incredible formation. Going through a tunnel. Can't see a thing. Through the tunnel. We've come through the tunnel and we're going to the other side, and this is the view from the other side, and there's a little stream going all the way down. Some holes in the wall. The Berbers must have lived up here at some stage. Amazing landscape through here. Just through the tunnel in this huge valley, gorge. Oh, the train has stopped just us. So before it's gone through the tunnel, everybody's gone off to have a look. So we get an opportunity to actually film the train itself. We've been through several tunnels, and the mountainous country here is just incredible, as you can see as I go up. Phosphate, huge deposit. Enormous. The railway carriage it's full of phosphate. Sort of road we're going on, 20 miles an hour. A very bloody-minded driver too. Well, after the train ride, we've had an overland ride in some four-wheel drive vehicles at a rough speed and come to a beautiful hotel in the middle of nowhere called 2hrs40, and this is a swimming pool, etc. Now we're told that down here in 1969 it rained for 22 days solid, and as a result of these heavy downpour of rains, this village that's coming up down here was completely destroyed and washed and left in the state it is now, and it has never been rebuilt at all, and so it looks like an ancient village. Quite amazing.
Yes, it's I'm not sure that that's going to be terribly good when it comes out. I mean, it takes so many
There's the rest of the hotel, and as you can see, we're out in the middle of nowhere, sort of on the edge of the Sahara.
What a wonderful place Glenn has gone to.
Very good. You're recorded. Another oasis behind us in this big gorge down here. This is the oasis. Lots and lots of date palms.
Yes, it would have been nice.
Yeah.
Dubdu. My way to Tunisia. Come across this tourist stop, and believe it or not, a waterfall.
Oh, I can't see anything through there. I'm up!
There's water going along here.
Yes, Flint, yeah? It's Flint.
There's a spring along here and it's just flowing. Middle of nowhere, beautiful spring.
There's two more over here.
Frog?
Oh, I see.
Another frog. Two frogs. A Tunisian frog. A place called Shabika, and we're looking across the salt plains, climbing up a hill, having lots of fun. Hi, 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 hi! Hi! Algeria is 25 kilometres that away. The village of Shabika. View of the old village, which was destroyed in 1969 because of rain, etc. The hotel we were at last night and last night, so just to show the brickwork and the type of architecture.
Long day, and for the last day of the tour actually. So we are leaving.
He can do anything because it's his birthday and he's allowed to do anything.
Okay. Yes, of course. I could talk about that, but point of view, and I don't want to argue with the guy.
Well, we're in a town called 1hr, which was originally occupied by the Romans, and this is a very triumphal entrance arch to the city. We're going for an archaeological stop. All right, I caught you on camera. City with Byzantine beginnings. That's the main entrance down there we took from the other side, and this is the main pathway to this city here. This is the top of this Byzantine house. Very interesting. It's a huge building. Let's swipe right round this. There's a huge area.
I think it's been some reconstruction, a little bit, but not much.
It's a big, big area. I'll just pick up bits and pieces. This is an Arab oil press from the Byzantine period. This is a private bath, all decorated. It's a long walkway. Like a reservoir for water.
So, any idea?
It's a nice set of ruins. I just found some very old letters carved into the stone. This is the walkway up to that particular building. A bit up and down, I better stop. And this is what this building that we're just going into is. I have a keystone up there, holding it all together. These are three magnificent buildings, well preserved when you think of the age of them. An old carving piece of marble. Ancient.
Because we are going to see just behind these temples the Byzantine church or basilica. There are also really.
This is the temple of Jupiter. This is the temple of Judah. This is behind these three temples with a long via.
Down on the top.
This is a public baptistry. That's the altar of the church. There's another baptistry.
That's the name of the rich Roman man who financed the construction of these baths. They used to be the winter public baths. Usually, the style of the Roman baths, we have four main departments. We enter the baths. The first department is the changing room. So that's the first.
Inside the Roman baths, these are the mosaic floors of them. Quite a large area. I'm pretty sure this is where they heated the water. Oh, we come to a restored Roman theatre, and I think it's been modernised and used modern day way. And most trees and some nice flower gardens. To give some colour exploration. There's one side of the road, and this is the other one looking eastwards. And of course, moving south of the Sahara, it's all changed to green. Quite dramatic cut. Water down there, huge quarry and cement works. Concrete is king in this country. North we're going, the greener and more prolific are the topography and all the land is as the further you get north.
إن الفحص this
Haystacks. This truck came into where the petrol station came in, and he hit the top of the roof there.
Very mistake.
Now he's trying to go through. He made it.
anything you have all
At the foot of these mountains
taxes.
is a spring that used to take water on the aqueduct that we're going to film
Yeah,
later on.
like that, yes.
It's a big range, isn't it? But that's the foot of that hill, as I said before, the aqueduct, which goes 143k into Tunis, to Carthage at least. The water comes from the foot of that mountain all the way through. So we're going to film part of that aqueduct. This is part of the aqueduct. Well, it's 143 kilometres long from that mountain right through to Carthage.
So restoring
It's going to stop here, I should think.
What an incredible structure. Gives you an idea of the size of the thing with the bus there. There's been a white snail and a little one beside it.
another mountain there on my right.
It's coming away from where we've been to show you the height of these things. Amazing all over. Here we are back in Tunis, and it's we've just woken up. It's 10 to 6 in the morning. Let's take a swipe out this window to show how big this place really is. Seventh floor. We're waiting at the airport for to go to Malta, and maybe that's the plane, I don't know. It's got a Maltese cross and it's called Air Malta. Never know. We're at Malta, that's the airport. Well, here we are in Valletta Harbour in Malta. We're going to catch buses and go for a tour.
Darling, how many have we got? Darling, how many have we got?
You better count yourself, I think.
Darling, how many have we got?
Hello.
How many have we got?
Everybody.
Really? Oh my God. It's a nice, pleasant walk.
We've just come up by bus into Valletta, and this is the entrance gateway to it.
Fairly sizable.
We're walking into the centre of Valletta Township. All very busy with lots of people. We'll see what we'll see down the road. This is the main street in Valletta. It shows you how long it is and how big it is. There's another side street. They're narrow. What is interesting is all the balconies and bay windows that are here. Down to the water. In the harbour we just came through, there are thousands of yachts and boats. In a sort of a square, I'm not quite sure what it is, but there's quite a statue over there. Better find out what it is. The building, yeah, that dates that statue. Work it out. Just looking back up where we've come from to Main Street is the main gate entrance up there. It's 5 o'clock and still lots and lots of people around. There's one of these side streets that goes right across the other side of the harbour there. There are churches here like you wouldn't believe. This is what the building is. It's a library with Queen Victoria sitting there. Lovely horse and cart, waiting for people to go for riding.
I don't think it's even marked on this.
Just down the street and there's another street. It's very hilly. Down the other way. Well, for somewhere around here there's a band or an orchestra playing, but I'm not quite sure. Like cattle in a bus. Nice little flowers. Maltese Cross, Order of St. John. The entrance. The whole floor seems to be taken up with memorials to people.
Sono come la Croce Rossa, ma Ah, si chiama l'ambulanza di Sicilia. Sono rappresentati anche da quella facciata. Si arriva piedi dal campo di medico. No, non l'ho mai visto.
That's their pestle candle there. Very tall. Cannon? Another walkway with all these window boxes, verandas. We've gone upstairs on the road to an armoury. Just to prove it. This is the palace of the Grand Master of the Order of St. John, so there's several paintings of them in here. Another one. Some great paintings around this place.
Marble work, it's paintings and everything. It was always handwork, so of course much work what if we get it today with machines and everything. And that commission who paid for these tapestries. Well, each Grand Master, the first Canadian, both sets are existent today. The other one is here in the museum, so we couldn't see it. And this one, of course. Panels on the floor. On the ceiling. We're in the Grand Hall. Certainly beautifully big hall. So all the frescoes that were recently restored show us this big event, this big event. The balcony up here is just an ornament, so it's not possibly one cannot go up the grand.
Huge bell, so it'd be nice to hear it at 12 o'clock. hearing the sound of the bell at 12 o'clock more than anything else. And we're going into something called the Malta Experience. It's a very rough day. The entrance to where we are. Of Vauxhall. And over there, the Ford Consul restored, 47 Chevrolet. Through from Valletta to the south end of the island. And we're going to have some lunch here, but this is the big fishing village of all these lovely boats.
Local fishermen.
Group of them here. They're very colourful. There's one laden with nets. Obviously they must lay the nets and disappear for a while. Oh, it's actually there preparing our lunch. Rebuilding a boat. Isn't he handsome?
Yes.
Do you want an ice cream?
Ice cream. It's good, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
We're at a marketplace, walking through t-shirts, belts, lace, key rings, lace. Another shot. You can hear the wind blowing in and you can see how rough it is out there. So all the fishing boats have stayed in today. These boats are fascinating, all the different colours, hundreds of them. They must have an awful lot of fish caught. It's interesting in Malta, even though it's now reported because of the ex-English, and it's still pretty English, is an English telephone box. There's a church down by this southern end of the island, doing some restoration work here, but it's the Stations of the Cross. And the church has been left in decoration for after Easter with all the flowers. Good luck. The way to see the artwork without buying it. I'll take a photograph of a photograph.
What?
Of Valletta Harbour. Oh. Just going to the museum, but this is a view of the harbour, the southern end. Very big harbour. And very rough today, as you can see. That we're going down. It's called Gardalan, and it must be the cave, the length of it. Stalagmites, they're very old. So, more stalagmites, or stalagmites. Oh, this is a shot from the near end of the cave. Now this is where a huge number of layers of animal. The little flower coming at the top. This is what they are.
And then leaving the island. Or if at the same time that the lilies, although they use natural change, and we found
these are big monolith rocks that we've found here under the soil. They're huge rocks. They obviously must have moved them by using round stones and rolling them underneath. These were damaged by fire, it seems, some time ago, way back. Very old. It's a very big temple. That's Medina. We're going up there soon. There was an airfield here during the war, and this must have been barracks, because these are very old, like Quonset huts, and they've turned them into shops.
Great value. Great value.
3 travellers with crop ears. They can't hear a thing. This is to say some grapevines. They make beautiful wine in Malta. We've already tried some, and there's also quite a lot of cropping, as you can see just in front of me. So the whole place is, where they can, is utilised for cropping and wine growing. But the plants themselves are kept fairly low to the ground, which seems to be general in Tunisia and this area, not like we have at New Zealand. And that's Medina, where we're going. Casa Bernard is right in the middle of this little street in Rabat. Rabat is the suburb of Medina, where we're going to later. What's this say over here? Another. There's a beautiful old church here. The church, by the way, is called St. Paul's.
A lot of marble, a lot of... Yes, you do.
That's Tim, and that's his ancestor above there. See you?
I think I cut
The catacomb.
As I was explaining on the bus, most of the catacombs on the Maltese islands actually it started off with some natural cave that probably used to be found in here, and people just started totally where another materials used to be left, and maybe an oil for light, actually for the journey. Why? Because people used to believe in afterlife. For sure they were going to meet someone, God, or any other goddess, in which they believed in those times. So he needed the person.
Wow, catacomb man. Got him.
She's well wound.
Actually
We're
on
at the
this
southwest,
place over here, as
on
I
the
was
cliffs.
saying, it's around
Little island out there.
250 to 160 meters above
Must be
sea
the fifth
level,
island or
where
something.
the exact most elevated place is actually further.
Looking down on a little settlement. Looking over here, looks like a large quarry. Just looking. It's the highest point in the island. That's Medina in the distance, and we're actually going there for dinner tonight, and we'll have a walk around the place. We're going for a walk. Just looking the other side of the harbour on a better day than the other day when we took this. We're going to go for a walk along here. Lovely waterfront garden. Can't quite read what that is. Suburb, and Tasliba is the harbour. And that's where we come from. We live over the other side there. This is another part of Salima. As we walk around. Down from the Medina.
So, just a quick word. I'm not giving any information today because if not, if I take you around Medina, I'll spoil your evening because instead of the dinner, you'll be touring around. And of course, as I said, it will be much better in the morning when you'll be able to see better the details, and of course, you'll be fresh for information in the morning. But of course it's nice to have a look to the view and the buildings lit up in the evening.
This is the restaurant upstairs. The old building, very nicely done.
Okay, so as I was saying, this is a traditional house in Medina. You're actually seated in what used to be the courtyard. I've explained a bit yesterday that usually the houses had a central courtyard and then all the rooms going around. So this was the courtyard. You can see the house just going all around.
Edton Garden.
So,